Today is Tuesday, Parashat Lecha, and in the parasha of this week there is an episode about the shepherds of Lot, Avram's relative, who had a conflict with the shepherds of Avram. What was their conflict about? Rashi explains that the shepherds of Lot sent their flocks grazing into fields that did not belong to them, and that would be gezel, that's stealing, and therefore the shepherds of Avram told the shepherds of Lot, do not send your animals to graze in the fields that did not belong to you, and therefore it's something that was a point of contention between them, and that's where the conflict started. So Avram tells Lot, let there not be a conflict between us, let's not fight. Why don't you just choose an area that you're interested in? If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. And therefore, Lot chooses the area where it's Sodom and Amorah. We're at the point, it was before the destruction of Sodom and Amorah, and that was a luscious area with greenery and with a lot of potential for financial gain. And Lot was very interested in finances and financial gain, and he left Avraham, and the pasuk says that he left Vayisa Lot mikedem, and Rashi explains mikadmono shel olam, by separating from Avraham, he was in essence like separating from a divine inspiration that Avraham would have to benefit actually Lot. So rather than value the spiritual, Lot valued the material and went after the material rather than stay with Avraham and the good spiritual influence that Avraham would have had on him. And the pasuk tells us that the people of Sodom were wicked people, they were evil, and of course we see eventually there was destruction of Sodom and Amorah. So Lot didn't gain much from joining a place where there was a lot of immediate benefit. In the long run, it did not serve him well. It's an interesting point here that the Rashi makes, that Hashem amar el Avram acharei pared Lot me'imo, and Hashem spoke to Avram after Lot had parted from him. And Rashi explains, Kol zman she'arasha imo haya dibur poresh mimenu. Rashi explains that as long as that evil man Lot, that man went after materialism, and he was a man who was not of the highest stature in terms of his values. So as long as Lot was with Avram, the divine word separated itself from Avram. In other words, God did not speak to him as long as Lot was associated with Avram. However, as soon as Lot parted from Avram, the next pasuk, and Hashem said to Avram. And therefore, this teaches us a very important lesson. Even a person of the stature of Avram, who was a great tzaddik, he was a righteous person, he was a person of the highest level, morally and in terms of his faith in Hashem. He had influence on thousands of people to bring him to believe in one God. Still him, as long as Lot was associated with him, there was a kind of a separation. Hashem would not communicate with him, and the benefit of the separation was obvious right away. And that would be a lesson for each and every one of us, to make sure that we choose our friends, we choose those we associate with, and it's not just for teenagers and peer pressure. It's even for people who are adults and people even of the stature of Abraham. It had an impact on them to be associated with somebody that was at a level like Lot of wickedness and evil and not the right type of values. And a lesson for all of us to learn from. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.